the Welaka National Fish Hatchery.
It's implementing various recovery efforts and things. A lot of stuff up here with salmon. As you can see, Welaka is the only federal fish hatchery in Florida. So we're kind of responsible for all of this area. All of our fish are for recovery or fishing opportunities for the public. Not necessarily, like all our funding is through taxpayer dollars appropriated through Congress and things like that. So we've had turtles. That guy, he likes the bubbles on his belly. This is just a depiction of a kind of a typical natural setting in the St. Johns River with turtles and some of the fish species that you see. These are mosquito fish. We do partner with some of the native mosquito control boards to help control mosquito populations. So they'll put mosquito fish that we have naturally occurring in our system. We'll just seine them out with a pond, and they'll stock them into intermittent waterways. This has a few more invasive species, those Mayan cichlids and the spotted tilapia. But it also has a native bullhead, that's the catfish-looking species at the top. And it also has some various bones and things that were found in the spring. So these are mastodon teeth and discs, spinal discs, mammoth rib cages and stuff. And a couple more sunfish species. This is the red ear sunfish. If you get up north or anything, there's the northern pike, musculons, if you've heard of any of those species. This is their little cousin, the chain pickerel. Recovering striped bass for the St. John system. This is very southern end of their range, so it really gets too warm for them. So in the springs and stuff, during the summer is where you'll see them concentrated. And while they're in those cooler water springs, they can't eat. There's no food for them, so they kind of get malnourished. So we get them a lot smaller. An 8-9 pound one's pretty good sized here. Up along the eastern seaboard, they do migrate into the coast, so into the ocean. I think they'll get 40-50 pounds up along North Carolina, the Outer Banks, in that area.
Some of the old hatchery ponds, I don't reckon they use them anymore.
All out in here, you can't really see them because they're in the woods. But all out in here, there's a bunch of ponds also that the hatchery uses.
If the ferry had been up and running, this is where it would have come out.
Well, it's a fish camp here on the St. Johns River, and it's where the Fort Gates Ferry was offloading on the east side, and directly across the river in the state forest is where they loaded on the west side. But Hurricane Irma in 2017 destroyed the docks on both sides, and the county has helped get this side done, but they haven't finished the other side.
It sure is pretty out here. So if you're ever traveling up this way,
just outside of Wakulla, look and see if it's open before you decide to cross.
Right.
But otherwise, it's about an hour trip to go around either way if the ferry's not in position.
Which is kind of what we done today.
Sparky's place.
Oh, the original swamp burger.
Ooh, a swamp burger. I wonder if it's got swamp cabbage on it. It's the St. Johns River. Now we're entering Volusia County. This is still the city of Aster. There's the Astoria Motel. Rose Garden Family Restaurant.
They're hiring for a job?
No.
No. Okay.
This is a pretty busy road.
It is. Well, it's Highway 40. It goes pretty much all the way across the coast, all the way from one coast to the other. It's a big town. Pierson. US 1, we just passed the New Smyrna Beach Airport. And New Smyrna in this area, did you know that it was the shark bite capital of the world? Well, good morning, y'all. We are on the road. We're headed home today, and we are going to continue our Backroads tour this morning, and we will get home later this afternoon. But our first stop is going to be down US 1. We're stopping at a sugar plantation and old mill called the Cruger. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we had a good night last night. We stayed at the Hampton Inn just off of 95 in Ormond Beach. Nice quiet place, and had dinner last night at Cracker Barrel. Yes, they're pet friendly, so the dogs were able to relax and chill out, and it was a king size bed, so they even got to sleep with us. So the entrance into this sugar plantation is really hard to find. It's got a little teeny tiny sign that is not very descriptive, and it turns off into the woods. So we've missed it twice, and I guess, as they say, third time's a charm. This is a state historic site.
Looks like there's
Plenty of parking. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that.
No.
So this is a nice little park, and it is dog friendly. So we're going to take the critters with us, and we will walk around. We'll show it to you as we go. So this sugar mill plantation has all kinds of historical artifacts. Over here, you see the cane grinder. Something was put on there, a pole was put on the top, and then it walked around either by a mule or a horse, or in modern days, you hook a tractor to it. And then over there is a boiling station where they would put the cane juice in and put a fire underneath and boil it. Make cane syrup.
So these walls are reminders of an agricultural venture that kind of went up in smoke with people's plans for taming the Florida frontier. So in 1830, Henry Cruger and William-dePeyster bought 600 acres near the village of New Smyrna. They borrowed money, they got machinery from New York, and they established this sugar factory. And 5 years later, their plantation lay in ruins. So what happened? The Coquina ruins of this site do tell a story. If you'll notice, it looks like smudge. It's been smudged and burnt at the top, which is exactly what happened. In December 1835, the mill was wrecked by Seminoles. They ran off the overseer, they burned the complex, and destroyed a lot of other plantations throughout the region. And helping the Seminole Indians were Cruger-dePeyster slaves themselves. So in the years that followed, This mill became a subject of paintings and photographs, travel writings, etc., and speculation. And not long after the factory's destruction, soldier artist John Rogers Vinton explored the site and then painted a recreation of events in 1835 with a Seminole warrior and the smoldering structure, as seen right here on the sign. So, following the Seminoles' raid in 1835, these ruins faced years of rugged weather, destruction, destructive vegetation, climbing visitors, and so that's one thing that they ask you not to do is climb on the structure now. As a matter of fact, they put a chain around it. And finally in 2007, preservation specialists probably prepared and stabilized the old Coquina walls. Even so, the site remains sensitive to human disturbance. So let's go ahead and look at these up close. This isn't the only sugar mill ruins in Florida. There's also the Yulee Sugar Mill in Crystal River.
So the creation of sugar is done in stages. The cane is ground and the juice is extracted, and then fires are built and the juice is put in exceedingly smaller pots until the liquid is taken out and all that's left is the crystallized sugar. And the purgery is where the crystallized sugar was packed in barrels and stored in a drying room to be able to pack it away and take it on. But this plantation did not really get a chance to do that because, as Sarah said, it was attacked by the natives, the Seminoles, and the plantation was burned and destroyed. But still a beautiful example of Coquina building. You see the wonderful Coquina arches there and the Coquina block. And Coquina is a native stone. It's actually cut from the ground, and it's let's see if we can get closer here. And it's actually the sand and the tiny shells of the Coquina mussel. But it was a natural building material that was collected all over the state of Florida and used. So as we continue our trek down US 1, we've left New Smyrna and we're headed now towards Titusville. And this section goes through a lot of really nice wetland areas. We're beside the Merritt Island National Seashore, and we will be going by just south of Titusville. We'll come to the area of Cape Kenansville. So we've just left one county and entered Brevard County. So after all of the open area we've been in, now we are coming into downtown Titusville. And that's one of the nice things about US 1. You travel a long time in the open, and then you go through these nice little towns that have unique things like the Titusville Playhouse. definitely wide open. There's not much traffic on us. We're coming into Kenansville
Yeah, you're right. It's Osceola County.
Heartbreak Hotel.
The First State Bank. That's a bank.
Yeah.
Kenansville Community Center. Fire station.
And then back to Kettles. We're going to be going over top, I think. Over top or underneath? Over top of the Florida Turnpike.
First Missionary Baptist Church.
Missionary Baptist Church Cemetery.
Oh no, it's going to be on my side.
I'm going to turn to make sure it's in your spot. Peavine Trail used to be a dirt road. Of course, they paved it several years ago, but it's just an old shortcut through cow territory, cow pastures. A lot of cowboys would use it to get to the ranches on this side and haul cattle this way.
Okay, so it is Peavine.
Right. Like black-eyed peas.
Okay, I was thinking P/Vine.
I don't know if we're going to be close enough to make this curve up here. Might be close enough we can still see the Florida Turnpike.
Nope, I don't think I've ever been down this road with you. But it seems like a secluded road.
A secluded road, we didn't put a mattress in the back.
It's not a very long road, is it?
8 miles.
Oh, 8 miles. I don't think I'll be filming all 8 miles.
No. You can shut it off probably after this curve.
Well, they do have other people that use it.
And this is pretty much it. It goes through open pasture land like this. Open prairie.
It's swamp. Open prairie and swamp. If you've ever been on a hike through a pine forest, and sometimes you come out to places like this where there's just a